Hello, crafters. Tom Creek here with Creek Bank Creations. We're glad to have you tonight. It's 7:30 on a, is it Thursday? It's Thursday. It's Thursday. What's the date? The date is, Mrs. Creek, what's the date?
The 16th, you have no one watching.
Everybody's watching.
5 watching.
We've got 5 watching. How y'all doing out there? Lost our music here. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's had a good day. Hello from, hi Lou, from Delphos, Ohio. Good to hear from you. Crafters, I am going to give away 2 prizes tonight. Going to give away a couple of Sizzix embossing folders. And if we have, hang on here. Let me turn David off. There we are. If we get up to 85 people tonight, because we've been averaging 75, I'm going to give away a 3rd prize. So we're going to give away 1 prize halfway through the program, and then another prize at the end. But if we hit 85 in between there, I'll go ahead and give something away then.
How do you get more people to watch, Tom?
Oh, so what we would like you to do to get more people to watch, hit subscribe.
No, they just need to share.
No, hit the share button.
Just share it.
Hit share on your YouTube channel, but also hit subscribe. And again, we'd appreciate all the thumbs up we can get on that too. So Julie's going to do a couple of really cool cards tonight. Let me show you what she's going to do. She's going to do this slider card, happy birthday card. That's made with the slide die. And we've got some specials to go along with that. And then here's another one she's going to do.
I'm not doing that tonight.
You're not doing this tonight?
No.
Are you doing the other one?
We're doing graduation cards.
Excuse me, we're not going to do either one of those cards?
No,
We're saving those cards. Forget those cards. What are we going to do?
We're doing those cards.
These cards right here?
You can talk about those cards.
Oh.
We're going to do those cards next Tuesday.
We're going to do these cards.
This is slide bundle special.
This is the slide die bundle special. Okay, have we got that online?
It is.
It is online. What is it? That special is you get the slide die, the transportation stamp, the transportation accessory stamp, and a package of Creek Bank slide guides. Normally, and you also get there's 4 items there. Regular $43.96, bundle special only $30.99. That's $30.99. Now back to what we're doing today.
We're doing graduation cards.
Oh, here's another grad card we're going to do tonight. Okay, this is cool. Up close. See the overlap there. Isn't that cool? And can I tell them about the card class?
Yeah.
Do you have a sample? You don't have a sample?
Show them the other graduation.
You don't have a sample? Oh, we're gonna do. Are we gonna do this cap?
Graduation
We're doing another graduation card.
Blue card and the.
We're doing this one tonight. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Isn't that cool? A little tassel there. What graduate isn't gonna like that card? Something special fell out of there. Oh, that was part of her accessories for building it. And see here, what else do we have? So we've got. Oh, here's another one. Are you doing this? You've got a couple other graduation cards here.
I don't know where the
Dweedle card is?
stuff is. We'll
Okay.
have to find it later.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll try to find it. We'll announce it at the end of the show. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay. All right. So anything else we need to talk about?
Nothing you need to talk
Nothing
about.
that I need to talk about, but here's Julie. Let's get on with it. Okay. See you, ladies.
Hello, how's everybody doing? Are you hanging in there good? Okay, so Tom, you did not bring up the live feed again on the little laptop. We do this every time.
I did.
So I need you, the little one, this one. So sorry, ladies, we one of these days we'll have all this figured out. So tonight we're doing, thanks for coming and joining us. We're working on graduation cards tonight. And no, I did not, no macrame earrings tonight, just regular white earrings. I didn't know if you guys could handle 2 nights of 2 nights of macrame earrings. Sorry, I was reading the chat. So in order to get to the chat, if you're not seeing the chat, you need to click all the way through to the YouTube channel. If you watch the video through the Facebook feed, you have to click through it, or else just go out to YouTube, www.youtube.com, and then search for Creek Bank Creations. And when you watch it that way, you will be able to see the chat. And it is kind of interesting to see the chat, and you can ask questions and other people ask questions, and you guys can answer each other's questions. So it's a really great way to connect and have fun and enjoy being together with us. So tonight we're going to do graduation cards. And so I have really cool cards to share with you tonight. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about my friend, Dr. Leaf. She's not really my friend, but like I call her my friend. Dr. Caroline Leaf, and you can look her up online, Dr. Leaf. It's Caroline, Leaf, and she talks about a lot of stuff, but one of the things that has really been helpful to me is about understanding how your brain works. And one of the things that's really important that she talks about is that you have the ability to control your brain. You have body, soul, and spirit. And you do have the ability, your body has the ability to control the thoughts that are going on in your brain. So this is really important when your mind is racing and you're having anxiety, to recognize I can turn off those thoughts. So if you look up Dr. Leaf and follow her teaching, it's kind of heavy duty. Like she's like a cognitive brain something. My terminology for it. So it's kind of heavy duty stuff, but here's the short Julie version of it. You can control your thought life. You can turn it off. So we have to, when we're feeling anxiety ridden and we're feeling overwhelmed by the pressures of life that are squeezing in on us, you have to learn how to turn that off. So I thought my friend posted this scripture today, and I thought it was really relevant to this whole thing, this whole thought process of like turning off your thoughts. And, for years, I did not realize, just like my thoughts would kind of control me. And I didn't realize like, really, I can turn those thoughts off. And so I thought this is Psalms 43:5. Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed within me? Put your hope in God, for yet I will praise him. So the scripture is really talking about quit thinking about the things that make you downcast and disturbed, and think about the hope you have in God. So that's my encouragement for you tonight. Kind of goes with what we shared Tuesday, in that we're trusting in that scripture, Jeremiah 20:11, that we have a God who has a good plan for us with a hope and a future. And we're going to think about that instead of all of the negative pressure that's going on out there. So how's everybody getting along? Are you surviving? I noticed that there's nobody on on Facebook, like social media going, oh, I love my husband. My husband's the best. Because like when you're cooped up with them all day long, you maybe don't feel that way.
I love my husband. My husband's the best.
The fun thing about Tom and I is that we've been living together day and night
The last 4 years.
the last almost 5 years. So we learned how to live together and work together. And I know for some of you, you've been thrown into that, and that's rough going. Tom, would you want to hand me that card? Because I can't reach it from here. So we do have several of you really enjoyed the card kit. Northwest Indiana, we're waiting for 4 to 6 inches of snow. Okay. Okay. So let's think about that in a positive light. You could go sledding. I don't know if you're allowed to leave your house in
April sledding
in that part of the country, but so yeah, Marty's saying retirement's pretty much the same thing, that you have to learn to live with that person. all day long. And that takes a lot of grace and mercy for both people. And is
For both people.
it's
For both people.
for some of us it requires more mercy than others. Just saying. So next week on Tuesday we are going to do slide cards. Tom already kind of talked about this. So Tuesday we're doing slide cards. There is a blog post already up that explains all of the details, like what we're using, and if you want to make a purchase, you can purchase the products individually or you can purchase the bundle special. The bundle special is on the website, and anytime you order the bundle special, you get
The discount.
30% off.
Holy
So
cow. How much?
this is
Wow.
30 baby. This is on Tuesday, okay? Then on Thursday, we're going to work with the step die, and we're going to make 2 cards, and I haven't gotten the second card finished yet, but we are going to make the step card. I'm going to teach you how to use the step card, and this bundle special is already on the website, and it includes the little chunky alphabets.
I
if y'all-
am so proud.
You know,
of
we're gonna work on getting a second camera in here so that y'all can see what Tom's doing on the other side of this table.
I'm so proud of you for making that card. That looks just like
Oh.
a Snap-on tool or a Craftsman
Snap-on,
toolbox. It looks
Snap-on.
great.
So we're gonna do this, and then we'll do a more feminine style card on April the 23rd. Okay, so this is another of the bundle specials, and then April 30th we will do the Happy Dweedle birthday card, and I lost it, Tom. What did I do with it?
Which card?
The Dweedle
The
card.
I just handed it
It's
to you.
just, oh my gosh, you guys, it could have bit me. Sorry. We have a card kit available in the online store, and these are limited. I have at least 40, and then I need to check. We'll go back and count again and see if we have more. So we're gonna make the Dweedle card. This was actually supposed to be in our class that we were teaching in the spring. So what you'll get in the kit is everything pre-cut, and Mr. Dweedle is already colored for you. The card is already stamped. It's got my self-adhesive, it's got the tape on the back of it. So we will make this card, and probably maybe I'll show you, or we might do another project too on this night. So this is April 30th, and this is on the website.
And tell them the card costs $6, and that includes freight.
Sorry,
The card kit costs $6.
$6, but I
And
didn't
that's- and
I
that
didn't
includes-
take care of the freight option.
And that's it's freight paid. So hold on to your order.
Okay, so don't, no, I didn't, what I'm saying is I didn't set it up properly.
Oh.
Oh, you're saying you included it.
$6, and we pay the freight. Okay.
Okay.
On that. Okay. Basically, I'm gonna put it in
So,
envelope, mail it.
I
to you.
did not set it up on the website properly. I can just tell you because I did it right before the show. And so if you get charged freight, Tom and I will refund you
And
after the show.
And the reason
after tonight. And the reason,
that we're not doing it till the 30th
That we're
is
not-
it gives me plenty
Yes.
of time to ship the card so everybody has their card
Yeah.
in a timely manner.
so
So
can you
put your
guys,
wor-
when Tom talks, can you guys hear him?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear Tom talk?
Can anybody hear me?
Okay. Okay. All right. So I wanted to share with you some graduation cards before we get started. Yes, they can hear you. Okay, good. He's yelling across the room. Okay, so I just wanted to share with you some basic graduation cards just because I think it's cool to like get inspired. We do have a Pinterest page with graduation cards on it. What's the little wiggly thing on the card? I love it. See, this is what's great about doing this live. You can ask questions like that. That little wiggly thing on the card is called an action wobble. Actually, it's a mini action wobble. And you put him on the spring. It's a little spring. Let me see if I can get it so you can see it. Little spring, mini action wobble. And when you order the kit, you will have a mini action wobble in your kit. We do have the mini action wobbles on our website, and they're just fun to play around with. So Tom, do you want to try to see if you can grab a link again? Maybe you can,
Grab
link,
what? A link?
a link from, try to do that link thing.
I can't.
Okay,
I'll leave
so
the link
here's
with you.
another graduation card that Diane Morris did for us. And this has got the oval pieces from the oval stand-up card. So if you ordered the oval stand-up card earlier, we did a whole thing on that. You can amend him with the mini grad die set. So Diane amended that with the mini die set, and he's just stinking cute. So Diane did this card with the bookmark. The base of this card is the bookmark die, and then she's used the graduation stamp. The bookmark die, when you die cut the bookmark die, it cuts the bookmark with a perf. And then you see how it's notched, so it sits on the inside of the card, and then it closes. And there is another die, like if you wanted to cut another piece to go in this panel, there is another die for it. But it is made so that when you give it away, the person can actually tear that off, and they have a bookmark. And just love the work that Diane does for us, and I'm so thankful that she's in our life. This is another card Diane did. This is that same angel side circle card base that we saw with the Dweedle, but she used the congratulations across the front of it, and she made a shaker card. She cut some fun foam on there, and this is the
Cool circle.
tiny block alphabet that Diane cut, and it is the same. That little bitty block alphabet is what we're going to use on the dad card, and those little letters, I think it's called Chunky. Can you give me the real name for it? Chunky.
Which one?
This little alphabet.
Tiny
Chunky.
block letters. Tiny
Tiny block letters, Tom's telling me. But it fits in the pennant, the big long 12-inch pennant. Those letters fit in the pennant, but they look on cards too. Oh, so nice. I hope Diane's watching tonight. Diane, are you with us? I hope you are, because you'll get, that's cool. We talked about this card earlier. This is there's Diane. See, Diane, you're awesome. We talked about this card earlier, just showing you some graduation cards, and we did the pop-up. If you missed this video, you can go back and watch the pop-up video. Mr. Creek's giving me my own product that I named and designed that I can't remember what it's called. Tiny block alphabet set. Little bitty guy, but it's perfect for adding that little something to a card. Okay, so we are making these two cards tonight, and I'm making the cards that are blue and yellow because when my son graduated from high school, that was the colors, white, blue, and yellow. So I always make the cards that color. You can adapt this and make it any color you want. If you ordered the graduation bundle set from us and you did not get the PDF file from me, or you did not get the PDF file with full instructions, I wrote all the instructions today, and I updated the little PDF file that you get for free. So if you bought the graduation bundle set, email me at creekbc, CREEKBC @gmail.com, and I will send you the updated file, and it has complete instructions, and then you can print it out and put it with your products, and then you have the full instructions. So happy to do that for you all. And so what I wanted to show you is tonight, when we do our card setup, we're going to make this card that has this clear panel in the middle of it. But I wanted to, and we're going to do hashtag 2020. But I wanted to show you, there's a pattern in the kit that you got for the word grad. And I wanted to show you how you can put the word grad on there. And if you'll notice, when I use the letters on this card, I did not outline the letters. I just die cut them. So if you don't own the outline letter alphabet set, you can purchase it on our website. But if you don't want to purchase it, you can die cut your own letters. Like if you have a die cut set, you could use a die cut set that you have, or you could Cricut some letters, or you could cut them by hand. Old school. I used to cut all my stuff by hand. I was the cutting queen. Okay, so here's the grad card. I wanted to show you, it's the same card, but Chase is getting ready to graduate from high school. That's the young man that works for us. And his colors are black and gold. So I did black and gold. I'm sorry, Tom. Would you go back in the back in the ink pod and look and see if we have any silver or gold metallic ink left? That was what I went to check earlier and I forgot. So what I wanted to show you is that when I went to ink this, I inked it with the Silver Brilliance ink, and you really can't, I don't think you're gonna really be able to see this online, how cool it looks. It is actually a pigment ink. And normally we tell you that when we use the J brush, that we're using those with dye-based ink. So what we tell you is, this is our J brush. It is what we use to blend ink through a stencil, and we recommend that you use dye-based ink. The cool thing about that is that you can blend the colors. So if you want to do 2 colors, you can blend the 2 colors together, and it's a really fun look to get. Like you can build a sunset, or you can build a beach scene, and you can blend the colors. If you're using a pigment-based ink, and I used Brilliance, Tom went to see if we have any ink pads, and I don't know if I have those online. If I do, and I do have, Tom's got them here, then I will add them to the website, because if you have a graduate who has a school color of silver or gold, what I do is I take a brush and I dedicate 1 J brush for silver and 1 J brush for gold. And I usually have a stripe on the top of this, silver or gold. This is my secondary brush that I keep here at the shop, and I just have written on it gold. So this brush is for my gold, and I do not use it for any other thing. These inks are, they have some pearlescent features to them, so they're kind of shiny when you use them. They tell you, depending on what kind of paper that you use, that you need to heat set them. But if you use this kind of ink on a porous cardstock, it will soak into the cardstock, and you will not have to heat set it, and you will get this beautiful Brilliance shimmery background, which I don't know that that shows here, but it's a really cool look. The point being, these are pigment inks, and you cannot blend them. If you blend them, you will have a mess. So use them separately. Really cool look. If you visited the booth last fall or at the Indiana Paper Arts Gathering, we did a silver card, and we used the silver for snowflakes. Really cool. So that's your little tip for tonight. Adds a great little accent to your cards. And I will pop these back up on the website when we're done tonight, because I don't think they are on there. Any questions about that? Okay. All right. So we are making 2 cards tonight. And the first card we're going to make is that card that has, should we do the easy one first or the hard one first? We'll do this one first. We're going to do this. It's got the clear panel in it. So we're going to do this one first. I'm going to turn the camera down so that you guys can see the deck, and we're going to get started. Hang on, you're going down.
Down, down,
Down, down.
The ring of fire. The ring of fire.
Okay, how we doing? Let's see how we're looking. Let's get a card on there so you can, so we can figure out where we're at. How's your view? I think I need to come forward. Yeah, Diana said it charged for shipping. Diana, we will refund you. So if you order a card kit, I literally threw that up right before we started, and I don't have the shipping option set on there correctly. Maybe if I could get Tom to sit over here later, I could pop up there and fix it. Okay, so we're gonna make the hashtag 2020 card, and to make that card, we need to start out with our card base, and our card base is an A2 card, white. So it's 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4.25. Everybody with me? Crooked.
Crooked.
Yeah, that's good feedback. Let's straighten you up. Cynthia, does that look better? I'm straight here.
Well, how can you tell it's covered up? No, your card's covered up.
We've got, I know what I need to do. Hang on, ladies. I'm sorry. I'm going to bring you forward.
Mary said it was good. Tom Woosley said it was good.
It's Kathy. Kathy, is Tom watching with you? Or are you just stealing his account? Okay, I think it was better before. You know, I think you can get to the point where you're too picky. Okay, we're going, ladies. We're good. If you have a problem, let me know. Okay, so we're going to start with an A2 card, and it's scored in the middle. We're going to take our paper trimmer, and we're going to.
Better.
Sorry?
She said it was better.
Good. We're going to take our card, and we're going to set it. We're going to put it in our paper trimmer. And we're going to trim it off at 5.25. So if you're using this kind of trimmer, if I put my edge of my paper on the 5.25 mark and cut, that's going to give me what I need right here. Okay, there's my top flap. And there. Okay. Now, we're going to take the piece that we have left. Hey, Tom, can I get you to turn down the volume on your end? And we're going to cut two pieces. 1.25. Do you know that when you buy a paper trimmer, it has this piece of plastic on it? I'm going to pull my plastic. I always try to leave it on there as long as I can. But it's getting in the way. So we want to cut, with the piece that we have left, we want to cut two pieces, 1.25. And you want to cut that as precise as you can cut it. When you have a paper trimmer like this, if I push up against the top bar, this bar right here, then, and if I know this is straight and I push up against this square edge up here and I line up on that 1.25 inch mark, I should have an exact cut every time. So you're going to cut two of those. Okay. Now our card at the bottom has that sentiment stamped on it right there. So I have pre-stamped mine, but if you were making this card at home, you would want to take and stamp some kind of a sentiment right down along that bottom right corner. Okay, so we got those pieces. We're going to take our card, and I'm going to get a clean piece of paper here because I still have my markings left from the other night. Let's tear that off. We're going to take our card, and you need to locate a piece of acetate. And the acetate needs to be 2.75 by 5.5. So you can use like a thin piece of overhead projector film, or you could use product packaging if it's clear. But that's what we're using here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our card and right along the top edge where we trimmed off, we're going to run a 1/4 inch piece of tape right on that edge.
Super tacky tape.
I'm using our 1/4 inch super tacky tape, and I'm going to take my pick tool and take off that tape liner. Now, here's a little trick I want to show you. I'm going to use that grid, and I'm going to line up my card right on that edge. Excuse me, I need to get a drink or I'm going to cough. There we go, so much better. Okay, got my tape there, and I'm going to take my piece of acetate, and I'm going to line up my acetate, and I'm going to use that grid line as a line so I can set that acetate straight on that line from left to right or right to left, either way. And I'll be straight on that line and have a nice straight edge for my piece of acetate. I'm going to fold that down. Now remember, we took that piece of paper earlier that was 1.25 inches, and I said I've already stamped on it. I've stamped on it right there. So what we want to do is turn this over, and on the top edge, we're going to put super tacky tape. Right down the top edge. Take our liner off. And you can, I like to do this part with the card folded shut. So I've got my card folded shut, and what I want to do is line up that bottom edge all straight across there. What we're doing is making that bottom edge of the card and adhering it. Okay, now we're going to open it up. Remember, we cut 2 of those, right? So we need to put one down here. The second piece will stabilize it and cover up the tape. So we're going to run tape across the top and across the bottom. Going to use our pick tool, pull our tape liner off. Now, we have our card turned upside down, and I'm going to take my tape side down and line that right up. And that's why when we cut those, it's really important that we cut them straight, because we want to have a perfect match to line up. And I just made my window card, except for that I have this lovely piece of tape showing, right? So we're going to fix that problem. So for our card tonight, I cut this in yellow, and I just used a solid piece of paper. So our yellow is 1.25 inches by 5.5. And we are going to take, I wanted to show you. I used just this card. I used actually a scrap of some plaid that was in my stash, and I really like the way the small pattern in the background added a different look to that card. So even though I use a solid on this card, you can get creative with it. I am using the Edges 001 grass and hills, and this cuts the grass and then the different hills, or you can use it for waves. When you die cut this, it stitches both edges, top and bottom. So what we're going to do is lay this on top of our piece, and we're going to run it through the die cut machine and die cut. So I have my Vagabond here. We're going to run it through because I want you to see how that works. So we're going to adhere that to the top and bottom. So when that comes out of the die cut machine, we have this. We're going to pull that apart. And you see how we have a die cut line and stitch top and bottom. So you can use this for all kinds of really great things. For example, if you wanted to cut off the edge of a card this way, you could trim it and have that scalloped wavy edge on the outside. This is a great little set if you don't have a set like that to have. So now we're going to take those 2 pieces that we die cut, and we're going to adhere them to our card front. And you can kind of decide how you want to put them on. And we will adhere those with our super tacky tape, and we'll run those right across that top line. So I'm going to put my tape on. How we doing? Any questions? How's everybody hanging out?
We're quiet tonight.
They're quiet tonight. Are the stars out tonight? Tape across here. Okay.
But I only have eyes
For you. Okay, we're going to run that right across the top edge. Run that right across the bottom. Now you see how you've made that clear panel, and you can do all kinds of things decorating and accenting with that clear panel. Nice. So I have cut the outline letters ahead of time,
If you can only find them.
if I can only find them. So we're cutting with the outline letters. When you cut with the outline letters, they cut an innie and an outie every time they cut. Here they are. Sorry, ladies, can't find my letters, my numbers. So I'm going to show you what they look like. If you're not familiar with the set, every time let's back up. When we die cut, we are die cutting with our super tacky tape on the back of our paper. So we're going to take our tape roll, and we sell this in a 3-inch roll or a 6-inch roll. We're going to unroll it. We're going to put our paper in it and trim it out and die cut. So that is what I did today when I die cut my letters. And now when I die cut, every time I die cut, I'm going to have innie and an outie, 2 pieces, an innie and an outie. So you can see on the black graduation card that I did, that I cut it in black, and then I cut it in gold, and I have 2 colors. So if you bought the graduation bundle set, you received a PDF file. And if you did not receive this, email me at creekbc@gmail.com. I will send it to you. And what we're going to do is we're going to set that right inside the card. And look at that. Do you see how we can set that in there and get that to sit exactly where we want it? I'm going to trim mine off just a little bit. So you can take the PDF file and print it off. And then when you get ready to make your card, you have a setup already done. You can slide it in there and you have an automatic pattern for your card. So we're going to peel the back off of our letters and attach those. Now, if I were really concerned about the placement of them, I could use undo on them on this a little bit. So I would put a little bit of undo on my acetate and then turn that around. And then I could slide my letters around if I needed to, but I don't think I need to. I think we're good here. Any questions about that? Okay, so let's peel our letters and stick them on. Now, these letters, we have numbers tonight. When you have numbers, have broken paper fibers hanging off of them. It's one of my pet peeves about die cutting. The tape tends to hold on to those little fibers, and then you have hairy die cuts, which I think are ugly. So we're going to take our Embelly Jelly, and we're going to clean off our letters. So Embelly Jelly is this product, and we are currently out of Embelly Jelly. It is on the way to us, but we don't have it on the website right now, so maybe check next week. Here's what's great about Embelly Jelly. We're going to open it up, and we're going to take, I'm going to throw this one away. We're going to get a clean one.
Hold it, time out.
Yeah.
Would you please tell them that it's Embelly Jelly, not Belly Jelly, and should kind of show them the.
Yeah. Can you type it in there, Tom?
Yes, yes.
So it's Embelly Jelly. Tom's going to type it in there so you can see it. And we will have it stocked next week. It is on the way. So we're going to take the Embelly Jelly and push it right into the side of those die cuts where I have those little pieces hanging off. And it will clean up the side of my die cuts for me. It's just a little pet peeve of mine to have those little hairs hanging off. So if you look close here, you can see that that picks up all the little hairs. So now we have a hair-free card. So it comes with this little container and it has a stick and you can actually use the stick, but I just prefer to just pick it up and use it.
And you can use the stick to clean out your fingernails too. And
Yeah, you can pick your nose with it.
You can pick your toes.
Actually, you could do the COVID-19 test with a
Ooh,
stick.
yeah,
You
the
can
Dauber test.
shove that right up your nose and okay. So do you see how we have our 2020 card there and keep your pattern and then you can reuse it. So you received 2 patterns. If you got the PDF file, if you bought the bundle special, the 2020 and the grad. Okay. If you didn't, you can just carefully set your card up. Now, this card has a fold out pocket on or little sleeve that goes on the inside of it. To make that, we're going to take a piece of cardstock and we're going to cut it 10.5 by 4 and score at 5.25. Yes, Lavon says she remembers, or maybe that's Robin. I remember the Embelly jelly from a long time ago. Yes, and the reason I'm like a tool kind of junkie and I keep stuff, and I hadn't used that Embelly jelly for a very long time, and one day I got frustrated with that hair issue and I started digging through my stuff and I ran across the Embelly jelly and was like all excited. So this is 10.5 by 4. I'm scoring at 5.25. I already put my sentiment in there. What we want to do is turn this over and we are going to put this down on our grid and tape it down and we're going to stencil. We're going to use the grad cap stencil and we're going to stencil some grad caps. And you make sure you get that tape right on the line and then you'll have a good clean break there. How's everybody getting along? We doing okay? So y'all know Tom wrecked his bike last week and his head looks way better, doing much better. So hopefully you haven't had anybody in your house have a disaster. So I've taped off that edge and I am going to, I'm going to slide in a little piece of tape right there because I know there's no stencil pattern just to secure that. And then I'm going to tape my card, tape my stencil in place. And I am using the purple tape, and the purple tape is on the website. And the question is, can I use washi tape? And the answer is yes. So if you already own a lot of washi tape, you can use that. I'm grabbing my J brush. So this is our J brush. This is our stencil brush. I love it for stencil work. It's made with this head that's adjustable. Tonight, we're just gonna brush ink right through that stencil. So I'm gonna pull that band back. When I turn the brush upside down, the natural tendency is that this band wants to slide down. So I'm usually holding that up with my finger, and you'll find after a while, you can get pretty good at controlling the brush with that. When I pick up ink with the brush, I just want to dab side to side. If you're used to working with a hard felt pad like the Distress inks, or I think the Stampin' Up! Original pads were harder, then you want to dab like, the tendency is to dab like this, and you'll end up, if you're on this foam, soft foam surface, tearing up your ink pad. So we're just going to brush our ink right through our stencil. And sometimes I like to swipe with that. Swipey, swipey. Sometimes I like to do little circles. Just depends. If you have a brush full of ink, like I'm picking up a bunch of ink, I want to start on the grid and pull on so that I don't have a big blob right on my card. We want to blend the ink. We don't want a blob. And I really wanted a softer look with my yellow, but if you have school colors like black and red, you can have fun with how you do your color there. That looks pretty good. Let's get that corner better there. Now, if I wanted to go in and darken it up, I can pull my band up, and when I pick up color, I'm going to have a lot more concentrated color because all those bristles are together. So when you use the brushes, you really kind of have two in one. Put that down. And you know what, Mr. Creek, I forgot to get my stamp chamois wet.
This is not a stamp.
It's not a stamp
What is
chamois.
this,
I
Mrs.
forgot to
Creek?
get my Wonder Wipe wet.
Thank
So
you,
we
Mrs.
do
Creek.
have a new product that arrived yesterday called the Wonder Wipe. And we have, when you buy it, there's two in a package. So you get a yellow one and a blue one. It's called the Wonder Wipe. And you do want to keep, the reason there are two.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
You can use one for dry and one for wet. So Judy said they used lamination film. Put little die cuts inside, laminated. Oh, that's a really good idea. Great idea. See, that's what's great about laminated large glitter. And it came out really neat. See, y'all are creative. That's really cool. Okay, there's my stencil card. And I'm going to take my... Oh, I put that right on top of my card. Not good. Take my stamp chamois and clean off my stencil. We did not want to do that on top of our card. So,
Speed dry it.
no, it's okay. So we have a wet chamois and a dry chamois. The dry chamois is used when you do watercolor or there's some stencil work that we're going to do a little bit later that I'm going to teach you in a few weeks. And when you do that, you use a dry chamois. So I wanted to have a wet chamois. I'm sorry, wipe. Tom's correcting me. Wipe.
The
And-
other guys are saying.
Yes,
oh,
I'm
right.
sorry. So I wanted a dry one and a wet one. And here's what's cool. This piece right here is dry. So do you see how this is still soft and pliable? It does not turn into a hard brick and it's super thin. So I just prefer it. Okay, so we need to take that tape off. I don't want to tear up the face of my card. So I'm going to use the undo. Undo suspends adhesion. So anytime I have to be concerned about my card getting damaged, if I use undo, and you can do the same with washi tape, I can peel that right off and I don't have to worry about my card getting damaged. That makes sense. Okay, we're going to take that piece and we're going to set it right inside our card. And now we have that graduation cap showing through the front window. I'm going to put my super tacky tape all the way around. And we will have completed one card.
Okay, it's time to give something away.
Hang on, we're not done yet. Mr. Creek's trying. How many viewers do we have? How are we doing? We got 64 watching. So how many people do we need to watch to get another prize, Tom?
We need 3, or excuse me, we need 85.
We
to
need
get a third
85.
prize.
So if y'all can share
Just hit share.
the
on your
video,
screen.
we'll see if we can pop this number up and get it up higher. And if we can get that many people watching, then Mr. Creek,
Cindy Hugger asks,
yes.
if you were adding the metallic, would you have left the stencil on?
Left this. When you use the metallics, I don't know what she means by leave the stencil on. Here's my card. I'm gonna
Is
turn
she
it
referring
over.
to the metallic ink pad?
I think so. I have it. We'll do that because I have it. Y'all don't mind while we do that for Cindy? I have 2 cards I actually have to make for my local high school, and so I have the components here, and we'll just do it, and then I'll have it. So I'm gonna tape it down.
Yeah, she's talking about the ink.
Yes.
She's talking about the metallic.
Yep.
ink.
I would treat it just like the dye-based ink. You'll be surprised when you use that with the J brush, how it thins that ink down and makes it totally spreadable. Now, I do not have my large Brilliance ink pad here tonight, and I don't want to open a new one, but I will show you what I have. I have this one. So even if you have the dewdrops, you can use the dewdrops. It's just going to take a ton of ink, and you can get the re-inkers for these. But so that's what the pad looks like. It's soft. So I do have my gold brush, and we'll just do it. See, that's the great thing about the live, is we can just do that. So I'm going to start, and I'm just going to do little circles, and I'm just going to work my way in. And you're going to treat that just exactly like you would your regular ink. blend it in. And there's something about the way the brush picks up the ink that's pretty amazing and blends it. Okay. So when you are looking at the YouTube channel, if you have not hit the notification bell, which is right next to the subscribe, then you will not get a notification. I have had people asking me about that. So not only do you need to subscribe, but you also need to hit that notification feature.
Ding-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling. Okay, so there's my ink. Really pretty. Kind of looks like my yellow. Okay. And we're going to close everything up. So we're going to treat that just like we would our regular ink. Pull that off. Pull that to the side. And we're good to go. And I don't know if you can see how pretty that is, but that Brilliance ink is just gorgeous. So if you have someone that has silver or gold in their school colors, it's just a really nice little touch. And this was the thought I had tonight as I was walking out the door. So I did not get it on the internet. I do have a few pads left from Christmas, and that'll clean just like your other. Now I do see I have a little residue in there. So just clean it off good and you'll be good to go, just like your regular ink. So I am more careful with that in touching it. You need to let it sit for a little bit before you start messing with it.
You left your wipe on the card again, didn't you? There's a big wet spot there.
No, that's the undo.
Oh.
That's the undo. That's undo, Mr. Creek, and that will evaporate in just a few
I
minutes.
didn't see that. I was typing, Mr. Creek.
So you see how that's just a really cool little trick you can do with those. So there's our card. Any questions? How often do I rinse out the Wonder Wipe? You know, I once a day. You know, that depends on how much ink I'm using and how much of a mess I'm making. If I'm making a big mess, then I'm cleaning it off more. But honestly, I usually start my day getting, you know, because I craft every day. I start the day getting it wet and it stays wet. That's the other thing. It does not dry out. The Wonder Wipe does not dry out like some of our competitors do. It stays wet. And you can see here, I still have ink on it, but I just flip it over, rinse it up whenever you need to. So if everyone hits share, we'll get there. Okay, so we have the
Look, we were going to give away something, remember?
yes, we are going to give away something. You want to come over here and do it, and
Yes,
then
I'm
I'll
gonna
try to
give away-
change the shipping on the website.
I'm going to give away a
I'm going to pull you up, sorry.
No, you can't change the shipping on the website because I got to come back and see who's going to give me the correct answer.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Are you coming over here?
I'm coming up. Okay. All right. Crafters are having fun tonight. We are so glad to be here with you. Thank you for the compliments on that I'm looking better. Yeah, I'm looking better.
Did they compliment you?
Yeah, so you people said I was
Are
looking
they
better.
looking- are you
I was
looking
looking
for
better.
compliments?
Somebody said last week I was probably going to have a scar, but I'll tell you what, crafters, those are character marks. Character marks. As you notice, you know, when you get 39, you get a few of those. But anyway, hey, I'm giving away a Sizzix, a 3.
Embossing.
And,
folder, 3D.
3D,
embossing
3D,
folder.
yes, 3D. Sorry, I had a brain fart there, excuse me. A 3D Sizzix embossing folder. It's roses. And the question is, name an article of clothing you normally would not wash. And the first person to get it gets the embossing folder. Julie, you're back.
All right.
Did you fix it?
I did.
Really?
Okay, you should be shipping now, so we should be good to go. So this next card we are totally going to make from scratch, as in we're going to build the whole card. So we're not going to have an A2 card base. So we're going to start with paper, and I'm going to walk you through how I do this, share with you some little tricks. And this is a fun card because it's got the little hat on it and everything. It is a 6x6 card, so you are going to have to come up with the
Diane Morris
envelope.
is our winner.
Diane.
Diane is our winner.
So you have Diane's address.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going down and we'll see how we do. We have 63 people watching. So hopefully we'll get up there and get some more stuff to give away. Tom does have something else to give away yet tonight. Okay, so we are working on this card. I'm going to get some clean paper. This card is made with cardstock. I'm going to teach you how to make that little tassel. And we're decorating it with the congratulations die cut and the mini grad die set. Here's what's cool. You can click that right in that little pocket front that we're going to put on the card, and then the card will actually stand up. So that's pretty cute. And we're going to make that pocket, we're going to adhere that pocket with our foam tape. And then you have room that you could actually like write a little card, you know, like your signature or whatever, or you could put a gift card in there, or you could put cash in there. So to get started, we're going to start with our base color of cardstock, and we're going to cut a piece of paper 5.75 by 11. So we're going to take our paper and we're going to cut 5.75 by 11. And that will be our base. Okay. Now, we're going to take our scoreboard, and I use the Martha Stewart scoreboard because I've had it forever. I don't really even know now currently who's selling it. I think this particular board has been discontinued, but we're going to put the long side of the card up against the top edge of the scoreboard. We're going to take our tool and we're going to score at 2.75 and 5.5. Okay. Then we want to take that card and put that on our work surface. And we are putting the two scores at the top. So the bottom section is not scored. Going to take our pencil. I disconnected that from the internet. And we are going to mark the top at 2.75. Give yourself a little mark. And then we're going to come down here on the bottom right and on the bottom left. I accidentally washed my boots on the inside. Anymore? Yeah. Do you want to know how many phones I've washed? At 2.75.
Yeah, that's something you're not supposed to put.
Yeah.
Machine.
Yeah. How many have I washed, Tom?
Does that include how many you dropped in the toilet?
No. You're not supposed to tell my secrets. Okay, so we're marking 2.75 from the bottom corner on the right and on the left, and then we marked it here. Now, what we want to do, I'm going to also take my pencil just so you guys can see this visually. I'm going to put a pencil mark on that score line up here. And what we want to do is score. And I'm going to go ahead and mark it. I normally don't mark it, but I'm going to do it so you guys can see. We're going to score here and here. So we're going to connect those marks. And if you get the PDF instructions, this is on there. And we're going to score from here, from the 2.7 mark to the 2.75 mark right there, and right here. And you want to try to get that as square as you can. Now we need to take our scoreboard and score that. So the question becomes, how do you score that when it's not a straight line? And I want to show you what I did to my scoreboard. This is my scoreboard, and I took my scoreboard and I ran a black Sharpie down my scoreboard because...
Excuse me.
Yes, Thomas.
Did you show I know at the beginning of the show, you showed the graduation card with the hat.
Mhm.
Did you show it before you started this card?
I did.
Okay, just check.
Yes, thank you. So we're going to take that line that we made and we're going to line up that line with the line on our scoreboard and we're going to score there. So that's my little cheater trick that I do so that I can line things up straight. And normally I don't do the pencil mark. I just go by the little hashtags on the side. So we're going to do those two. Just like that. Okay, now we need to trim off the top. So we're going to take our paper trimmer. And we're going to cut this off and this off, the two triangles at the top. Now we have that straight line. So we're going to line that up in your paper trimmer. And I really like this paper trimmer from Fiskars. If you do not have a paper trimmer that you love, I encourage you to keep looking until you find one because everyone, I want you to see how I can line that. What I love about this trimmer is it has the extra large deck. It's 6 inches wide and that wire cuts exactly where the line is. So I love this trimmer. We do not sell this in our store, but you can find it in the craft stores. If you don't have one you like, keep looking till you find one. Now we have all of our score lines. So let's train the folds back and forth and we will have made that basic shape. Okay, now what we're going to do is grab those two triangles and pull those in together and down. And that is the basic shape. Caterpillar. Cutter, the cutter.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the Caterpillar, I love the Caterpillar. And if I'm cutting a lot of things, I definitely love it. If I want to know exactly where that cut line is, it's, the Caterpillar, do we have one, Tom? Out?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
It has the light on it, and so you can see it. But when I'm traveling, like I travel here with my trimmer, I bring my other one because it's portable. Okay, so we had that fold line right there, and that's our fold down point for the top of the card. How's everybody doing? Are you with me so far? Okay, now we're going to cut that pocket piece for the front. That was the hardest part. We're through it, baby. So the pocket is 5.5 by 2. And so you can cut a piece of coordinating cardstock to go on that pocket. And we are going to take the clear foam tape and put the tape all around the edge. So it will have lift. So this actually, this tape is actually some kind of acrylic product. It's not really foam. I keep calling it foam, but it's really not foam. The great thing about it is that it is totally clear, so you cannot see it from the side. So the problem with it is when you open it, it has a liner that's stuck to it, and it is kind of difficult to get off. So you have to pull that liner off, and then I run the powder tool all around the top and this side to detack it because it's really sticky. And once you detack it, you don't have so much of an issue with it being sticky and sticking all over the place. And it's a great product. So we're going to trim that off, and then we're going to go back in with the pick tool and pull that liner. Now, one of the things I've discovered about this tape, this is red liner. And if you try to pick it right from the end, what happens is when you cut it, the scissors push the liner down into the acrylic. If you get it back a little bit and then pull, you have a whole lot better luck pulling that red liner off of the tape. So you can find the foam tape on the website. And you can see I'm pulling this off here. It is totally clear. So you do not have to worry about it showing at all. We're going to put that on the bottom, and we just made the pocket for the bottom of the card. Now, I have die cut my sentiment ahead of time. So the congratulations sentiment is a 2-piece die set. So you have the base, it cuts that background for you, and I have cut mine with super tacky tape on the back. So we're just gonna pop that in right there. And I love the way the tape just kind of gives everything a cushion. And then we have our word that we're gonna add. And got a piece of, there we go. Looks just pretty when it's all matted up. I see I have paper hairs hanging on this guy.
Paper hairs.
Paper hair.
Time for a haircut.
Yeah.
In
You,
belly
you can't-
day,
you
that's
can't-
right, it's
you're not
in
allowed to have a
belly.
haircut. Is anybody else ready for a haircut? I'm about ready for a haircut. Is anybody in a state where they are allowed to get a haircut? There we go. Stick that down. Now, I have my eye, the dot of my eye stuck in there, and I like to pick that out with my little pick tool, and then I can go back in and drop that right in. So the little pieces that I die cut, is anyone getting a haircut?
I am.
I'm going to cut Tom's hair. How do you think that's going to turn out?
I'm gonna grow mine out.
Oh no.
I'm gonna have a
Are you
ponytail.
going to go for the
Cut it-
Tiger King look?
Well, yeah, the mullet. Mullet.
You have a long way to go before you get there. So I cut the confetti with the mini grad set. It has the little confetti pieces on it, and drop those in. What I love about that mini grad set is a little scroll, and you can cut the scroll in 2 colors. So we're just going to pop that in. So the scroll has 2 dies, and you can cut in 2 different colors and then mat it so that it pops up off the base. And this is the little, when Diane made the Dweedle card, this is the set that she used with the Dweedle. The little bow that's on that set is designed, show you this close up, so that when you have your little, I called it a scroll, it's a diploma. You can set that right on the diploma, and you have the little bow on there. I cut my own bangs. Well, you are a brave woman. If I cut my own bangs, Lord have mercy. Heaven only knows what that would turn out to be. And then I'm going to drop that in right there. Add a little more. You know, years ago, I used to whack on my hair. And my hairstylist told me I didn't quit doing that. She was never going to cut my hair ever again. So I didn't do it anymore. I behaved. Decided that was not in my wheelhouse. Okay. There we go. That's our base. And now we have room that if we want to put some money in there. Yeah, pedicure. I saw one of my friends online today ordered some stuff from a nail supply place, and she was going to try to do her nails by herself for the first time. And she said she would post an update when
Toenails or her fingers?
or she was doing her fingernails. But if you're used to going and getting that stuff done, that's frustrating. So we need to make our hat, don't we?
Would you like me to do your toenails?
No.
I'll do your toenails.
Yeah, I'll pass.
We're
We're gonna cut a 4x4 square.
Macrame earrings when I put those to your toenails.
Ladies, if you missed the macrame earrings the other night, you missed it. We're going to adhere our hat, and before I do that, I'm going to clean that up at the bottom because I have paper fibers. So I have a friend who has a paparazzi business, Jean's Adorable Affordable Accessories, and there's in fact, the things I have on tonight are from her. There's some really nice, fun things you can get for $5. So Tom did not like my macrame earrings. I'm going to run my super tacky tape on the bottom edge. There's the score line. And so I'm under the score line. And we will add our 4x4. How many viewers do we have? 64. We still have the same group.
Mm-hmm.
So Tom and I are absolutely thrilled that you guys are joining us and supporting us. I honestly do not know what we would be doing if we didn't have you keeping us
Yeah, every
going.
Tuesday and Thursday night, we'd just be watching another episode of whatever that show is you like to watch.
Below Deck. Is anybody else watching Below Deck? I watched all the Tiger King episodes, and now I'm watching Below Deck. Okay, I did not get that on there straight. So in case you wonder what I'm doing, I did not get it on there straight, and I put my undo on there so I could reposition. Yes, Marty's so helpful. If y'all give us a like, that would be great. I always tell people if you leave one little comment on our videos, it really, really helps. And if you don't like the videos, then don't leave a comment. Just email me and tell me what your problem is with them. Okay, so this is a 3/4 inch circle punch. We need to make the little cap that goes on the top in the very center. And I like to make that dimensionally. So I wanted to show you, you can do this. This is a tool. Oh my gosh, I do not remember what this called. Was this called the pedal rolling tool? This tool is this tool is actually no longer available. But what I wanted to show you was you can use the Heartfelt Creations flower shaping tool. You can use an embossing stylus. This is the pedal rolling tool. You could even use the end of the Sizzix pick tool to do this. I just want to add a little bit of dimension. So I'm just going to give it a little light spray with the baby. This is our baby blue sprayer. If you don't have a good sprayer, it's a good one. Get it a little bit wet and then go back in. And I'm going to turn this over and do little circles. So I am on top of a foam surface. And if you buy the set from Heartfelt, they'll give you a little pad that comes with it. And I have that, but I wanted to show you that if you don't have that, this is 2 pieces of fun foam that I adhere together with our super tacky tape. So you don't always have to, if you're not going to be making paper flowers all the time and you don't want to invest $25 in a tool set, this is the end of the Sizzix tool, and this is a piece of fun foam. Now, do you see how I've made that little cap piece dimensional? Okay, now I'm going to take my clear tape and we're going to put a small piece of clear tape right inside that cap. And then we're going to make the tassel right there. Okay, that's our little dimensional cap. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's our cap. Now, I have to tell you, I have a thing about thread and ribbon. I guess maybe it's just thread. So I have lots of very large spools of thread.
That's one big large.
That is one big large spool.
Yeah, one big spool, Mrs. Creek.
Now, our grandson, one of his favorite things is to come into my office and get thread. And Grandma lets him have as much thread as he wants because, as you can see, I have plenty of it. So this is baker's twine. This particular baker's twine is really thin. So some of it is heavier. So you'll have to kind of, if you make a tassel, you'll have to kind of work with the thread that you have and decide if you need to use less or more. This is baker's twine, yes. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 3 fingers, and I use the three finger method. You can decide if you want your tassel shorter to use 2 fingers, but I do 3 fingers, and I just wrap that up about 20 times. So you can kind of decide if you want to do it less or more. If you have the heavier baker's twine, then you might want to do less. Okay, there's my stack. I'm going to take that and trim that off. Right there. And then I want to get a piece about 12 inches long. Well, maybe that's 14 inches long. Get a piece. And I'm going to lay it right down the middle of my work surface. And I'm going to crunch this together. And what I want to do is tie that off. And I want that as close to the end as I can get it. And I'm going to tie that in a knot. So you could like wrap it around a piece of paper or a piece of cardboard. I just use my fingers. So we're going to tie that off. And you want to get that as close to the end as you can get it without losing it. There we go. So that's a single. I'm going to make a double knot. When is Allentown in July?
Mm-hmm. We'll be living there in Allentown.
Okay, there's my, I've got that tied off. I'm going to take my scissors and trim. Okay, I actually lucked out and got the end tied off too. Okay, now we have these two pieces left. And here's what I like to do. I'm going to try to get this so you can see it close up. So these are the two pieces that I tied off. And what I like to do is wrap this around the top. And it just kind of cleans up that whole top. And I need to have more. I'm going to go the other way. Use my longer string. Wrap it around the top. And I push it towards the top. Or wind it towards the top. Just to clean up that top edge as much as I can.
Did you teach knots in Boy Scouts?
I did not teach knots. Did you teach them in Eagle to get your Eagle Scout?
No, that wasn't a requirement, but I had to learn how to do knots.
Okay. So we're going to tie it off in a knot then. No, honestly, I've never been very good at knots, but I do like to make tassels. So does that get me in the club? No snow in Florida.
Hey, do you know where they moved to Allentown to?
I thought that was Tom's asking me where they move. It's July, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not on our calendar.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the exact date. It is on our website. There's my tassel, ladies. What do you think of that? Isn't that fun? Okay, have you ever made a tassel? When is the Allentown show? Tom's looking for that. Now we're going to take and we're going to put that right in the center of our card. And I usually try to have the tassel kind of hanging off the edge. How many viewers do we have? 61.
We're 24 short.
Have we given away two? We've given away two
We're
things?
going to give away a second one at the end of the...
Okay. I'm finishing up. So do you want to go ahead and ask your question?
You're finishing up.
I am finishing up.
Okay, can you hear me, crafters?
So, okay, before Tom talks, after I told him to talk, I'm going to interrupt him. If you have a graduation card that you are making, and you would like to share it with us, if you go to our Creek Bank Creations Facebook page, you can put tape in the middle, and I'm going to stick that end right in the tape. You can share with us your graduation cards, and if you make a set of these cards, I would love to see what you make, so you can put that on that Facebook post. The other thing is there is a link on our Facebook page to, if you need to purchase Undo, I have a link to Undo on Amazon, and if you guys could help us out and purchase through that link, it would establish us as an Amazon affiliate, and then we can give you that link and you'll be able to buy the Undo through that link. I put that on my center with the super tack or the clear foam tape, and that is my card. So, Tom,
Yes.
do you have another question? Ladies, I'm going to pull the camera up, so hold on. You're going to come up and see me.
Okay. Okay.
There we go. Are you coming back?
Time to give a giveaway. I am going to give away
Are you going to look at the other side?
the other side of what?
Are you going to do the other? Do you want?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I was
I'm
going to
sorry.
announce it first. Because then I'll announce it, then I'll run the other side, and then, can you go type the question in? Because,
the question.
yeah, and the reason being is some of the crafters are on delayed,
Yes. We
response.
understand that, don't we?
and the question is,
Okay, hold on. Are you doing?
no, the one that I told you today.
Okay, well, you better say what it is then.
Okay, all right, here it is. I bought a piece of farm equipment today. The first person can tell me what I bought. Wins
Kind of farm equipment
the
did Tom
set of Wonder Wipes.
buy
That's right.
today?
Not yet. Keep going.
Are you
They're
how do you
already,
know you're accurate?
huh?
How do you know you're accurate? I think you may have had somebody already answer it. We are working at figuring out how to get 2 cameras in here. I'm hoping maybe next week we'll have it figured out. So we don't have to do this back and forth thing. But Tom is having a heyday with the garden, and he bought some equipment to help with his garden projects, and he's all excited about it. So he found a bargain online.
But that wasn't for the garden.
And you told me you needed it for the garden.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Cynthia hasn't heard the question. Why?
I think
Cynthia,
you look
tell-
up in the
tell-
feed because I think somebody
tell-
already answered
No,
it.
they haven't.
The question is, what kind of
What
farm
piece of farm equipment did I buy
equipment
today?
did
A
Tom
baker? A baler?
purchase today? You better look
No,
back up in that
I'm
feed
looking.
because I thought somebody said it.
No, she didn't. She was
So-
close, but not quite.
So next Tuesday when you join us, we will do the slide card.
Puppy.
Two slide puppy.
I bought a puppy. No, I didn't buy a puppy.
A
Oh,
pole digger. We need a post hole. What is that thing called? The hole
Post hole
digger.
digger.
Post hole digger. We need one of those. And then we'll do the step cards and those.
Hold it! Cindy Hugger won. That's right, Cindy. Cindy Hugger won.
Gloves.
Oh, a
What did
wagon.
she say? It's a wagon. He bought. What did you buy it for? I thought he bought it for the garden. You know how they like make it. They tell you these things, and then all of a sudden the story changes. I'm thinking that's what's going on here. So Cindy, if you could private message us your address, we'll be happy to send that to you, and we'll get out your free. What did she get? A Wonder Wipe.
Yes, a
Be
several
happy
Wonder
to get
Wipes.
you a Wonder Wipe. So watch our Facebook feed and our blog, and I will put out more information with complete supply lists about what we're doing next week. So if you want to look at those projects and join us on those, anytime you purchase the bundle special, you're actually getting a 30% savings. So when you purchase online, normally you would use the coupon code Sunshine and get 20% off. But if you use that bundle price, then you're going to get 30% off all the time. And then you can't use a 20% on it. You get 30. So we are absolutely grateful that you're coming and hanging out with us and joining us. And I'm hoping that you're learning things and that you're having fun. And it's so much fun when y'all come and join us. Tommy, you want to come over here?
Yes.
Or am I signing off by myself?
Yeah, well, yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Oh, he's getting music, ladies. Watch out. So thank you so much. We will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. And
Next Tuesday, yes. Oh, hold it. The card. Oh, you already told him about the card? The card kits? She already
the
told
card
you.
kits are online and shipping is free.
Shipping is free. It's only $6.
All
We're
right.
going to have a blast with these
Diane,
cards.
thank you so much. Thank you, Hope.
Weebles wobble, but
And
they
Lou,
don't fall down.
and Robin, and Terry, and Deanne. We'll see you next
I love
Tuesday.
you. See you next week.
Thank you
Next-
so
yes,
much.
Yes, have a good weekend, everybody. Be safe, and we love you
Oh,
all.
thanks so much.